Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets, talking about Lego, putting together Lego sets, and I'll have some other Lego related content in the future. In this video, we're going to look at set 75347, the Lego Star Wars TIE Bomber, which on the box has, which I was really pleasantly surprised by, this 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi kind of signage on it. And I'm hoping, I think in some of the newer sets, that will be a printed tile or a sticker. I would hope it would be a printed tile because I would love to get my hands on one of those. This Lego Star Wars TIE Bomber has 625 pieces, and I paid $65 for this set. I had recorded I was recording a video of me putting this set together. I know that anybody who watches my channel, well, first, thank you, but not everybody watches all the way through. The build videos are something that I thought would differentiate me from other Lego reviewers, other Lego content creators, and also I really had enjoyed doing them. So I probably will still continue to do those, but I also will look at some other different ways to keep people engaged and to deliver content that they like and content that I like making. So with that said, we'll take a look at this set. First, we will take a look at the minifigures here. And the first one I want to look at is the TIE Bomber. Now, the TIE Bomber is pretty good. The printing on the helmet is very nice. It does have printing on the torso and the legs, and it has printing on the midsection in there, which is great. The back, just printing on the torso, but it's pretty good. And we can look at the face, pretty standard face, not double-sided or dual printed there. Then we can look at a character that I was not familiar with. This is Vice Admiral Sloan, I believe. This minifigure is a little so-so. The torso print is fine. No printing on the legs, no printing on the midsection, no printing on the arms. Printing on the back is very basic. So I think this one could be better, but it does add a little bit to the set, I suppose, especially if you're familiar with that character. And then for whatever reason, this set comes with a Darth Vader, and that's nice. I do like the new design of the Darth Vader helmet where it's two pieces. This piece you can see has torso printing that is quite good, has printing on the arms here, has printing on the mid piece, and has printing on the leg. If we turn it to the back, there's some printing on the back there, and I do really like these printed arms. If we take off the main piece of the helmet, we can see the Vader face, and I don't believe I have seen this Vader face before. It's okay. It feels menacing. It feels like Anakin's not doing so well, and that's why he needs the suit and the helmet in particular. And I do really like the new helmet design with the extra piece here that goes over the neck just between the head and the torso where the cape also goes. I think that makes the helmet look really, really nice. And then we have the silver metallic kind of hilt for the lightsaber. And the last kind of minifigure thing we include here is the Gonk droid, the ever famous gonk droid. A little different from ones we've had in the past. I believe I had one of these from when I was a child, and I don't have that piece at hand right now to take a look at. But this is a printed box piece. So there's printing on all four sides for the gonk droid, and I'm really glad that I got my hands on this. I have to keep it nice and pristine because it could be a coveted piece in the future. Although I think I would rather just keep it for myself, even if it is coveted there. The next thing we can take a look at is there's a side build. And this side build is supposed to be like a cart or I don't know what I would call this. I think it's, a bomb delivery cart. There's a couple trans yellow studs here, handles, and these are the bomb pieces that they have you make for the bomb drop in the kind of titular bomb TIE bomber, rather. So these are the bombs that the TIE bomber drops, and the ship does hold 4 of them, and they give you enough to build 2 extras to put in this kind of side build cart. A minifigure can be placed on the cart. There is some studs to connect them to and to connect their handles, so this can be driven around. I don't think it would be driven by a gonk droid. But this is a fine side build. I honestly could take it or leave it there. I do like that there's extra of these bombs, but 2 of them is a little of, in my opinion, kind of a weird amount of extra ones. And I might rather pieces be used to give more detail to the main ship and the main set than to have a side build like this, although this doesn't add a ton of extra pieces to the piece count. Either way, I think there was maybe something else I would have preferred there. And now we can take a look at the main ship. One thing to note is that there are no stickers in this set, which I'm always happy about. I'm not averse to stickers, but I'm not the biggest fan of stickers either. So that means this is a printed translucent piece. This is a print all the way around. On the side here, these are a print, and there's one on the other side as well. If I flip her over, that's also a printed piece. I think that's all of the main pieces that are printed. There's not really a defined cockpit that would have like controls in there. This piece does fold up, and there are 2 printed 1x1 tiles that you can see here, which I suppose are supposed to be controls, but there's not like a 1x2 piece to give the impression of controls in there. From the top, we can also see some of the, like, I guess, greebling like things they do here. It's kind of greebling light, in my opinion. I think it should be more detailed, but at this scale, it's all right. I think these stud shooters are actually a kind of a pretty good greebling sort of piece to use, and they also have a nice function. But these pieces clipped there on the side, I think, are supposed to be kind of an extra detail for that. This piece in the middle here, I think, is supposed to be kind of, supposed to be that kind of thing as well. And that's always appreciated. I just think it could be done a little better. If we take a look at the wing structure, very simple to put together. A nice balance of tiles versus plates, and using these to make the clips and these clipped tiles to bring this all together. These can fold out. I don't know why they ever would. I don't know if they ever do in universe. But the shaping that is made right here, which is like pushed in all the way for them, is pretty much spot on in my opinion. So that's really good. As far as building experience goes, I thought building the kind of body of this was really interesting because it wasn't symmetrical, and you don't go through it in a super linear design. You're kind of like working on one, then working on the other, and then this side's not the same as this side. And that made the building experience really interesting for me because it could be repetitive if they're just building two of the same pods, and you're not doing that here. So that's really good in my opinion. The wings, on the other hand, do get a bit repetitive. You do just make one of these is the same as one of these is the same as the bottom over here, and the side ones are exactly the same. The way they connect is just with 3 Technic pins, pretty standard. See if I can pop one off. So that's how they connect. They stay on there pretty well. It's pretty normal for a TIE bomber or other ships like this to use this bigger piece in here with the Technic holes for it, and yeah, a little like kind of banding there. If we look at the back, some more translucent red kind of 1x1s tiles, or studs, or studless studs, or whatever those pieces are called, rounded tiles I would say, which is fine. And we also get this. I don't know what this is supposed to be. If it's another droid or a ship that is a smaller ship that is deployed off of the TIE bomber, I'm not sure what this piece is supposed to be. So if you know, feel free to let me know in the comments. That would be appreciated. And then we can get to some of the play features. As I mentioned before, there are stud shooters here. Studs can be, they give you a number of these translucent tiles, and so those can be loaded in the stud shooter and shot out there. Forgive me, let me get my camera back to normal here. There we go. And I'm still working out some issues with my camera setup. I am aware that the angle is a little odd, and someone who's viewed my videos and commented on one let me know a little bit why it was odd for them, and so I'm going to work on correcting that. But now that we're back in focus, we have the stud shooters. They work as intended. I'm not going to fire this one out really, although it seemed like it did, even though I didn't try to. And then we have the bomb drop of the, as I said, the titular TIE bomber. And this bomb drop is so-so. It's really simple to put together. I guess it's simple to play with, although it doesn't seem the best for me, in my opinion. So the bombs are loaded in there, and you load them in from the bottom. So if you were going to reload them, you would put them in on the bottom. And the way that you would deploy these is by pushing one out, and it then falls out. So from kind of a different angle, you just push out one of the things, and you can see where they are mounted in there. And when you push them out, one of these bombs that you built and that you built extras of falls out the bottom. And you know, it's fine. It works fine. Loading it from the bottom rather than the top is not great. I would have liked them, I think, to fall initially horizontally instead of vertically. So if there was a way to have them laying flat in this part and dropping out with like a trap door or something, although then I don't know how you get them to drop one at a time, although it is even a little bit hard to get these to drop one at a time. Not so bad, but there's not a ton of space here. And I would have liked maybe the bomb drop to be done a slightly different way. Ultimately, for a 9+ set, for a $65 set, it's not terrible, but it's just not great, and I think it could be improved upon. And that does bring me to the price. So I said $65 for 625 pieces, 3 minifigures, including a Darth Vader for whatever, and including the Gonk, which is maybe worth it just for that. And no stickers, prints, decent size ship. I actually brought over a TIE fighter, which looks pretty comparable in size, I think, as far as like in-universe scale goes. I think they match sort of well. This build I was also kind of iffy on because it was very simple, very repetitive, and I didn't like how the edge of the wings or whatever these are kind of came together, because there's some noticeable gaps around the edge. But I'll do a different video looking at this TIE fighter in the future. So size wise though, pretty similar, I would say, which is good. I think these can fit alongside each other pretty well. So that's sort of that. So $65. Do get the figures, do get the side build. There's some play features in here. There's no stickers. Feels good. It's got some good weight to it. It's relatively solid. The wings can bend a little bit, which gives you a little leeway. If you hold it from the back, you can sort of fly with it, and that's all right. I have pretty big hands. For a kid, it might be harder to play with, although I think it does a pretty good job. You have to be careful if you're holding it by the wings, because they could potentially pop off. Although if it fell, if this middle chunk fell, I don't know how much damage it would do. Some of the details might come off. I think it's okay for the price. I think, with many sets with the new pricing scheme, I wish they were cheaper. I wish they were a little more affordable. I understand the price per piece ratio is so. I'm not usually terribly interested in that, especially if they have interesting builds or interesting techniques. I kind of value that more than anything. The build experience, display value, and then everything else is kind of up in the air. And so this set's just okay for me. I guess I'm glad I got it. I was happy to build it. I wish it was a little bit cheaper or had more detail, more pieces. For $65, maybe get us up to the 700 piece mark and take out either Darth Vader or take out Vice Admiral Sloan for whatever reason. If you want to remove one of the Miggy figures, get this up to the 700 piece amount with some more detail and just more to it. I think for the $65, I would like that. As is, I think 55, 60, 45. I'm always wanting Lego to be cheaper, more affordable, so people can have access to all the things that I enjoy if they would like to enjoy them as well. So not a prohibitive price range at $65, but I think it's kind of a lot for what you get, especially when compared to, for example, the most recent Boba Fett's ship was like 580 pieces or something like that, and was $40. And I thought that was like, and that came with 2 minifigures. It came with a little side build that could also be used as a stand. And I thought that build was great value, and I thought it was going to maybe be an indicator for Lego Star Wars to kind of go in that direction. Then the X-Wing that came out was so value. Obi-Wan's like starfighter ship I have not built yet, that's so value at $30 for like 290 pieces or something. So this kind of fits in this era of these minifig scale models. So it's okay. I had a pleasure viewing, or I had a pleasure building it, and I think it looks pretty good. So I think I like this set well enough. If you like this video well enough, consider giving it a like. If you like my channel, consider giving it a subscribe, and or subscribing to the channel. I'll have a ton more Lego content coming up in the future, and as I said at the beginning, I have a lot of changes that'll be coming to the way my set is set up, the way my camera is operated, and I have a ton more sets to show people. And in fact, this current setup doesn't work for sets of a certain scale. I'm pretty limited in what I can show here. And so far, I've tried to make do with that, but for even the Van Gogh and for the DeLorean, those were a little tough to make work with this angle in this space. So I'm gonna have updates for that in the future, but also like I can't show a modular building in here, or some of the bigger architecture pieces that I have, like the Great Pyramid. The footprint is very big, and I want to show that from different angles and get my camera kind of into certain things. And I have a rather large set that recently came out that I have not built yet, and I'm waiting for the opportune moment. But at a certain point, I think it's likely that I would have a video for that on my channel too. So keep an eye out for that. Improvements are coming. If you've already watched, thank you very much, and until next time, thanks. Bye. I forgot to mention all the extra pieces that come in this TIE bomber. So if we look here, is all the extra pieces. You get an extra of the Vader lower helmet, a bunch of these studs for stud shooters, an extra like trigger element. You get one extra of these guns. One of them is supposed to be with the TIE pilot, or sorry, TIE bomber pilot. But you would only get one extra of those, and the other one would be on the minifigure. I just don't have it on the minifigure right now, so pretty standard selection of extra parts. Okay, thanks again. Bye.